Okay, so spent about 5.5 hours today, which is a lot longer than it ever should have, getting the mini apes on because I didn't really know exactly what I was doing. So it took a heck of a lot longer than it should. But they're all done now. As you can see, the clutch cable is a little bit long, and I was actually able to get away with the stock throttle cables. However, I did have to route them a little bit differently. It's kind of hard to see in the light, but they're actually supposed to, I've got them all zip tied together, they're actually supposed to run through here, and I actually had to run them outside of that hook and right alongside the frame, because otherwise when you made a sharp turn like this, it was actually kinking the line a little bit. So I also had to change out the brake line. Again, just kind of like the clutch, this one's a little bit too long, but the other one wasn't long enough. So all I have left to do is bleed the brakes, and then that's all done. So that's it. These are the 8-inch skinny apes. The only other issue I found is on the back side of this and the back side of this, there is a pin that is supposed to stick into either a hole or a dimple in the stock bars, and they have the holes in these, but they don't line up, so I ended up having to cut the tabs off of the controls, so hopefully as time goes on my controls won't start moving around on their own. I think if I had the opportunity to do it again, I'd probably either dimple the bar or find a drill press and just put a hole in it so everything lined up. They do have them, but as I said, they didn't line up real well. So that's basically it. I did end up having to pull the tank. I pulled the air box so that way I could get to the throttle cables behind it. I think that made things a lot easier. And because I know Art and a couple other people were curious. See if I can get my light on it. This is the exhaust that me and my friend spent the other day cutting out. Get my headlamp off my head so you can kind of get a better idea what's going on. So, I'm not really sure if you can see that too terribly well. I think that's the catalytic converter in there. And once you cut the end, the baffle just slides right out. Still covers the brake line, so you don't have to worry about cooking your brake line or anything like that. It still covers the brake caliper. As you can see, I have the bags. I haven't had any problems with any kind of heat or buildup or anything like that on them, and so far everything works good. I do have a fuel controller, and I did drill out an extra hole in the air box just to make sure I have enough air. Sound doesn't really do it justice, but this is what it sounds like. So there's one little backfire in there, and I think part of that might just be running the air out of the gas line from hooking the gas tank back up. So there you go, guys. I would imagine most of you could probably do it in about 3 hours, but as I said, it took me about 7, because I ended up putting the extended throttle cables on and then ended up taking them back off and whatever else. But this was the 12 to 14 inch cable kit, so it's probably a little bit long, but I have a feeling that the plus 2-inch would have been a little bit short. I also took some photographs for measurement comparisons, and I'll get that stuff all up on the forums here in the next day or two. So see you guys later, and hopefully you can't really tell, but it's storming like crazy here in Oregon. So hopefully the weather will get better and we can actually get out and give this stuff a shot. So take care, guys.